Okay, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday. It's August 29th. I know I said I'm taking Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off, which I'm doing. I'm just giving a little bit of an update on the kitchen. And also to let you know, I am probably going to take the rest of the week through at least next Monday off. And the reason I'm doing that is I really need to get a movement on the kitchen. Right now, where our furniture was purchased from, my kitchen set is in stock, and I could have it delivered as early as next week, which I don't want to do because the kitchen's not ready. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. You're going to notice that things are starting to be missing. I took that off, washed it. We're getting the ceiling. I'm going to tomorrow, because I have things going on today. That's going to get scraped. As you can see, my table now is really full, but if you look over here, and I'm sorry, I'm going to flip you guys over here, that is now empty, and I'm starting to empty everything because that is going to go into the living room. And we're going to start working on the walls. Now, before we do anything, we can take the paint off the ceiling, and I'll kind of show you guys that. That's just using a heat gun, scraping, and taking the paint off. I shouldn't have to do that with the walls, but I am going to have to do some patchwork on the walls before they can get prepped and painted. I also need to wash the walls really well as the cabinets, because you want to do this step before you do any type of painting. Same with repairing anything, because you don't want sand in the air on a freshly painted ceiling, so that needs to be all done first. Now, I'm going to show you the biggest change, because this is a humongous change. You will notice that something is missing, and we actually got rid of one of the couches. This one will go outside next week because my garbage only takes one thing at a time, and I'm sorry, I'm just doing the device so the motion sensor doesn't go off. There we go. Okay, that's done. So that's kind of my update for today. Like I said, it's going to be a work in progress. The curtains are going to come down probably tomorrow so that they just are out of the way. I haven't decided if I'm going to stick with the white wood trim or if I'm going to go with a little bit darker of a blue trim. That'll accent the walls. I don't want to make the kitchen too dark, because if I do that, then I won't have the brightness. We did look at light fixtures yesterday, and I have a couple of ideas of what I want to do light fixture wise. I'm definitely going to do a ceiling fan with that light over there. And this light, I'm going to tip you guys down. This light up here, that's the one that's over the, I'm going to bring you, yeah, it's that one right there. This is the one that's over the island. And I'm going to make that a lot brighter and get rid of that bulb. I've always hated that like globe thing. I'd rather have lights that come down and accent. So that's going to be done. Like I said, the kitchen's set for right now. I'm going to move eventually. Once I move that into the living room for the time being, I'll clean off everything off the table. That'll probably end up going back into the pantry for a while, just to free up some space or boxes. And then what we'll do is eventually, once I get rid of the love seat, the kitchen table will then go into the living room for a time until I get ready to get rid of the table. And we'll work on the rest of the kitchen. So we're about maybe 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away from starting to paint the kitchen. So that was the weekly update. I'll come back and show you progress probably later in the week. It's going to get really hot starting Saturday. It's going to be in the 90s Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday. So we're going to work a little at a time on the kitchen. Hopefully those warm days where it gets really hot, all we'll have to do is use the heat gun and just work on the ceiling. And like I said, sanding the walls and fixing the walls. So that's our goal for next week. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Unfortunately, right now, I did not realize how big of a job this kitchen actually is going to become. Everything now, the goulash and the Swedish meatballs are going to get shoved more towards the end of the month. I'm still going to do them in September. I just need to get the kitchen done faster. Oh, I did have one other thing. As for the backsplashes, we did look at the backsplashes, and I did not realize how expensive they are. They're very, very expensive. So I may just do a backsplash from here to the other plug on the other side, and I'll kind of show you that. Well, you can't really see that right there. So the backsplash might be starting right where my hand is, here behind the stove, to the plug right here to keep the costs down. And we're not going to go that far down since the stove would cover it. Just pretty much along the back, maybe to the bottom of this as the backsplash. But we're going to work on that. The wall behind the stove is really bad. I need to wash that really well. And then I'm going to I haven't decided if I'm going to paint behind it the light blue or if I'm going to keep it white down there, and just every few months move the stove, wash it, and keep it nice and clear. So those were the updates for the kitchen. I thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in later on in the week for another kitchen update with me, Joel. As for the Cooking with Joel videos, right now I'm suspending them. If I do something spectacular, I will definitely film them. Now, for probably the next few weeks, it's going to be more kitchen updates than it is cooking updates. Because, like I said, eventually I'm going to lose the use of the kitchen for a while until everything gets done. So, thank you for tuning in. Tune in next time for a kitchen update with me.